And this one's 15, and I got this one. It's saying to try again. Excuse me. All right, so for life. Okay. So I got these 2 books used from Amazon, and they are like brand new. Brand new. They look brand new. There's no markings, no underlining, no highlighting, no folded pages. These are $15 books each, and I probably got them both for under $1, including shipping. I think it was like maybe under $10 for 2 books. So these are a little bit older. These are the Llewellyn 2019 Magical Almanac. And of course I picked this one because it has a beautiful mermaid on it. Who would not pick her? She's gorgeous. And it says practical magic for everyday living. 2019 Magical Almanac. Discover spells, rituals, and ideas. This almanac features more than 30 fascinating articles exploring timely topics like making magic, making magic accessible to those with disabilities, creating an urban elemental garden, healing circles, the Archangel of Magic, and much, much more. Complete with a helpful calendar section. I was just really drawn to it because of the mermaid. And I was like, I think another girl had done a review on these, and I was just really intrigued. And it's like, but it's got like each page is kind of got some little border or drawings or pictures, and I can show you. I'm not very good at showing people this, but let's see. So here's our table of contents. It's got earth magic, written stone, 13 essential crystals and their many meanings, magic and cats, house wards and house guardians, disabilities and witchcraft, making it accessible to everyone, and let's see, urban elemental gardens. It's so hot. We're here in South Texas, and it is just okra season, and that's pretty much it. And Malabar spinach. That's all we got growing out there, and hibiscus. So urban elemental gardens, crafting magic in small spaces, which we have. Milagro magic, psychic house cleaning, Raziel, the Archangel of Magic. That was a really good story. The magic hat. After the ritual, the remnants. What do you do with all that stuff? Your candles. I know you're supposed to have dedicated candles for things, and you're not supposed to use them for other spells. So you don't want to. You want to use smaller items. You want to use like little, small magical candles and things like that you just have like a one-time use. That way. But then what do you do with that? Are you burying that stuff? Are you throwing it down in the garbage? You know, is it compostable? Are you putting it in the sewer? Where does that stuff go? You cast some magic. What do you do with it? Proper ways to dispose of it. So the magic apple, the fruit of the tree of life. Then they have the almanac section with festivals and holidays and moon sign, lunar phases, color and incense of the day. So cool. I mean, even if you don't have a specific year, you could just open it up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna try, this incense for today and this color. I've kind of spent a little bit of money recently on these goodies, so I did not. That's why I got these ones used. So, what else? I'm getting distracted. It's so good. Fire magic. I'm Saji. Love fire. Finding light. The witch's seagull. If you're into that, cool. The origins of alchemy. I love that. Scissors as a magical tool, the inverse cone of power, Hamsa, water magic, ethical considerations for healing circles, a spiritual bond with the ancestors of our craft, processing grief, back to basics, self-care with the elements, and your tarot deck. So really cool. A glamour dinner party and how to set that all up. Bad magical breakups, and then that's it. It's got some more. There's some spells in here. There's some deities. Candle relevation spell. The drawings are just awesome. That deity. Considerations to take into account. Just really, really pretty. I just love how these books are set up. Very old-timey, but it's still a soft white book. And I just really, really loved it. So that one was really good. I liked that one. This was the next one. This was the Herbal Almanac 2018 by Llewellyn. Includes companion planting, flavor pairings, garden plans, and a 12-month gardening log. Now, depending on where you're gardening, gardening is totally different depending on your zone. We've been gardening here, or I have, for 4 years. Oops, sorry. And I'm in Zone 9B, so I'm in South Texas. It's like the tropics, hot. We have 2 seasons. And so we have fall, which starts like in the next week or so, and I will be planting carrots and beets and like my fall crops and things like that. And then not till October will I start planting like onions and things like that. So, and then the brassicas and collards and things like that for our fall. And then when we have spring again, everything needs to be pulled up by the end of January, and then we start planting again in February. So up north in Massachusetts. So totally different weathers. I had an actual winter with snow and hurricanes and blizzards. I live here down here with heat miser, and man, it's hot. He has everyone in our prayers. We've got friends all over the world, and the California. We're just kind of keeping everybody in prayer right now with all the natural things that are going on. But here we go as getting to perennials, and it talks about biennials, how to get dirty. It's not really how to get dirty. How to prepare what you're preparing for. Seeds aren't always the answer, and I have learned that too. Is that you can propagate things from cuttings very easily by cutting them and putting them in water, or getting some little plant starters sometimes is really helpful in the seed down here, like lavender and some other things. And so my lavender died again this year, and I will be getting to the nursery to pick up some more lavender starters for sure. So I totally love having lavender and lemongrass and citronella to help with mosquitoes and things like that. So sometimes division is good. Layering, stem cutting, extending the harvest season. So that would be a little bit more towards people who are in the mid to upper northwest. Would be in northeast would be how to extend your harvest season. We don't have a whole lot of extension here because the caging things, keeping birds out, has been helpful. But that's where we are fighting with some things. Winter sowing, overwintering herbs outside, fall sowing. Building cold frames and winter tunnels for you people who have snow. Fall and winter. Winter planting, again, if you look up your zone and check out your local nurseries and things like that, you will get lots of information. Talk to your locals, what grows well, what doesn't grow well. I did a lot of that when I first moved here. What is this? Agastache, an herb for the perennial border. I'm not even sure what that is. I have to look that one up. And then it goes into the benefits of that, favorite species, how to attract hummingbirds to stage. Really sweet little book. And it gives you resources, the salvia hummingbird relationship, hummingbird migration. Hummingbirds are your garden friends. Of course they are. We have all kinds of garden friends, don't we? Let's see. So then it talks about the southeast, the east region, the eastern and central regions. So it kind of gives you, like, it doesn't matter where you're at. This is going to be relative to if I'm in the south or if I'm in the north. This is a really good book. So cute. Just simple little drawings. Talks about tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and squash. gourds and nuts and roses. Then it goes into cooking. And then your stinging nettles, which if you don't know what a stinging nettle is, look it up. It is very, beneficial. It helps with, after the swelling and everything, it helps reduce inflammation from arthritis and things like that. So what I do with stinging nettles is I use them as a tea. I have them dried and I blend some raw honey, and that usually helps me if I'm having inflammation and things like that. Makes a great tea. There's nettle pesto. Oh my goodness. Nettle tea it talks about. Nettle soup. The Alaska, the Last Frontier show. The grandpa used to get the nettle is what it was. So he would make a bread with the nettles in it. It's really quite beautiful. We talk about beans or mushrooms, nettle frittata, risotto nettles. I mean, all kinds of stuff with nettles. It's really good for you. How to make chimère, which is cheese making at home. So this has some really cool things of homesteading or just make things from scratch. Misconceptions, benefits of making. Adding herbs to it. Vanilla cheesecake. Okay, I've never made cheesecake. So, yep, talks about planting a root vegetable garden is an act of freedom. Right there. Yes, it is. Free food in my backyard. Do you know how much okra is at the store? There's potatoes, leeks. It goes into all kinds of stuff. It gives you recipes. Lots of recipes. This one has lots and lots of recipes. Recipes with your beets, borscht, food tonic syrup, and how to make it from your botanicals and making little cocktails. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Here's an herbal tonic syrup. It's got cinnamon, rose water, peony flower, roses, all right, lemongrass, oranges, lemons, limes, allspice berries, cardamom. This has a lot of stuff in it. Lavender flowers, hibiscus flowers, juniper berries, grains of paradise. I don't even know if I've ever heard of that. Orris root, citric acid, salt. You can skip all that. Just have the gin, the gin tonic. Definition, how to make it, some different recipes. So if you're into bento, there are some recipes in here for that. Teriyaki, all kinds of good stuff. How to make Japanese soft-boiled eggs with honey and rice vinegar and soy sauce. So good. Health and beauty. Let's see. Those are health formulas for your blood pressure. What you would use. So there's different actual recipes. Actual recipes, really good stuff. Love in a cup. 10 herbs for your comfort garden. So the 10 best herbs, I guess, that you would want to grow to have in all locations. And it goes into your herbs. It also goes into herbs that are good for your dogs and herbs that are bad for your dogs. If you've got you don't want to grow have your pets around certain herbs that are dangerous for them. You can create an herbal first aid kit. See that? So cute. I just love these. These are just a great collection of quick go-tos, injuries and bruises and burns, and what you can grab and use and put together a kit for it. It's all natural, and you have to go get it at the store. Besides, it'd be really fun right now if you're inside and can't get out, and you've got stuff that you're growing and working towards, and then making stuff with that, or buy some of these dried herbs and things like that online and make your own kit, which would be super fun. Aromatherapy in your kitchen. Hair rinses. I mean, this has got everything. This is just tons. grapes and how to take care of your grapes. I have a grapevine. I started one this past year. Trying to make sure I take care of my grapes. Fairy gardens, candles, plant profiles. It has plant profiles and a map. Like if you're not sure where your zone is, you can look on the map. I'm way down here. More recipes, herbs, pork, chives, kale, superfood. Awesome recipe. The recipes are simple, easy, and delicious. Kale with bacon and pecans. Okay, that just sounds awesome right there. Salt and crushed red pepper to taste. Mmm, so good. So simple. That's me. I love rustic food. Rustic and simple, uncomplicated. It talks about, this was really interesting here. This is the asafoetida, a highly foul elevate. It's called The Devil May Deceive, but His Dung Can Heal. So it's from, oh my gosh, it's very difficult to grow. It's a long process. So makes food taste, I don't know, it makes food taste amazing. It smells bad. I told my husband about it and he was like, what? I was like, yes, it's the devil's dung. He's like, I have never even heard of that plant. I said, me either. It just cracked me up just to read about it. His favorite. And then it's got some gardening resources. And then this is great. This is such a cool, what it pairs good with, and what it pairs badly with. So like if you're going to be planting basil, you want to plant your basil with tomatoes, peppers, oregano, and asparagus, but you don't want to plant your basil with rue, sage, or anise. So it's got a really good little quick guide. Have to go on Google. I love to garden. That's why I'm a green witch. So they've got the hugelkultur, the barrel, the hydroponics. Talks about the strengths and weaknesses of each type. There's lasagna gardening, roof stout, straw bale, bean garden plans, and this is just kind of give some different things that you can do. And then it gives you like a little grid that you can kind of plan out your own garden, which we're in the midst of taking ours apart and redoing it. And then it gave you like a little calendar here in the back to kind of make notes of like things you want to do, things you want to plant, things, dates, important dates. So that was really cool. It was really, everything's just really thought out. Super, super informative book, especially if you want to garden. Did I read the back of this one? I don't even know if I read the back of this one. So I'm going to read the back of this one. This one provides practical ideas for using nature's most versatile plants, including pairings, herbal remedies, garden plans, and much, much more. This almanac will fill your year with herbal delight. Whether you're interested in growing, wealth of learned lore, easy to follow guidance, and all skill levels, just delightful. This was just a delightful book, especially if you're into gardening. I should probably put that down below for people. I'm always looking for helpful resources for people that are always asking me about gardening. It's just such a big thing with everything that's going on. I'm so glad I started my garden 4 years ago and not during a pandemic. So I have a head start on a lot of people. We have our kitchen herb garden in the front, and then we have our kind of market garden in the back. And I don't have too many flowers. I don't have a lot of space for growing everything that I would love to grow, but I do have a small designated section for some roses, Rose of Sharon, and I have several hibiscus plants for just beautiful all year flowers. They bloom all the time, and they're great. You can put them in a tea. I do some beauty things with our hibiscuses, and we actually just grabbed a new hibiscus. I think it's the cranberry hibiscus, and it will make a tea, and I haven't harvested from it yet and I can't even remember everything that I bought, but I bought a lot of seeds. They are a really good deal. I've had a high germination rate compared to Baker's Creek. Baker's Creek was a very low germination from M.I. Gardner, who sold out right away as well. So I had to find some new sources for seeds this year for our garden and make sure we had some for spring, fall, and going forward. And we did a lot more seed saving. Seed saving. We also check out your feed stores. Your feed stores are going to have bulk. Go get our feed for our chickens and things like that. They have bulk the brassicas, the collards, the kale. I mean, dirt cheap. Like a big old scoop of it, I think was like $1 something, and it's more seed than I need. So like one small scoop was perfect to make sure I had plenty of seed. Let's see. So I've ordered some different things off of eBaySeeds.com. They were really good. I got a lot of seeds from them. There's another lady called MarysSeeds.com. She is a seed saver, and she, I believe, still has seeds available. I think that's probably it. Google, and don't be afraid to try getting some seeds from different places. So definitely the ones that I got from Taiwan took a little longer. I think a little over a month. One of them might have been up to almost 2 months before I got it, but I looked. Their climate is very similar to ours here in South Texas, with the tropical and the heat and the humidity and things like that. So their seed germination rate was very, very high, and the carrots were, nobody else around here had carrots as deep a purple or as bright a purple as we were growing. We love the rainbow carrots. We don't have quite enough space to grow all three, so we decided to go with the orange and the purple because they seem to have the most flavor. And then we went with the Detroit beets, and we have the red onion. We did the red onions from our feed store. So if you're looking for onion sets, head to your feed stores, your garden centers, nurseries, and things like that. We got ours at our nursery for our onion sets. And you want to make sure, I'm going to throw this out there too, is you want to get the right onion sets for your, we're in the South, we don't have enough daylight hours to grow long day onions, and you want to make sure that you get the right kind, because if you buy the wrong set, you're not going to get an onion bulb. So definitely check that out and look into it. Thanks for stopping in at our book review tonight at Becca's by the Bay. I hope you enjoyed it. I've had so much fun reading all of these books. I haven't been making too many videos because I haven't been things in our shop on Etsy at Becca's by the Bay. And I hope you guys stop in and check it out, because there's some really cool things that are coming, probably in the next month or so. So it's been really exciting here behind the scenes, and I'm so excited to have some new fun up to here. And I hope you guys stay well, healthy, and we will see you next time.